following is a special presentation of Digital Horizons, the leader in sports highlights entertainment.
Our yearly No Excuses live event quickly gaining a reputation as among the most star-studded and anticipated of all the, not only IWC calendar year, but independent wrestling calendar year as well. And we're starting things out, hot property Jason Cage one-on-one with delicious Jimmy DeMarco, the cousin of the Gambino brothers movie company. They waste no time to start this match, J-Rocc.
Absolutely. The hot property Jason Cage is not allowing any excuses here at No Excuses.
DeMarco has been a thorn in the side of Cage for many months. It seems DeMarco has went into business for himself in recent months, abandoning his tag partner of once upon a time, Cage, and also abandoning his cousins, the tag team of the Gambino brothers, Mickey and Marshall. Nobody seems happy with DeMarco's behavior except for DeMarco. And Cage certainly attempting to extract some revenge. Lateral press attempt here, 2 count, says referee Stephen Coulter, and Coulter has a lot of controversy surrounding himself as well.
That notwithstanding, I just want to state, I don't know that I'd necessarily be looking to keep getting in the ring with, the delicious one.
Great side slam, lateral press, only a count of 1. And Stephen Coulter, certainly a very crooked official, obviously in the pocket.
Whoa, 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 certainly a very what?
A crooked official.
I think you're insane.
I think he's on the tape. He's in the pocket of Shirley Doe and the rest of the Unholy Alliance.
Can you show me some proof?
Well,
exactly.
4
All
weeks
you
ago.
have are allegations.
I saw Coulter waving around that towel like an overexcited girl.
The towel that was thrown in because someone had to give up, because someone couldn't take it?
Because somebody was being choked to death. But we'll get into that later in the cage match.
Oh, speaking of getting into it, look who shows up.
Marshall Gambino trying to stop his cousin from illegally using a steel chair. DeMarco has wrapped that chair around the skull of Marshall many times in recent months. And he just tried to do it again. Marshall ducks out of the way, throws DeMarco back in, where he's at the mercy of Jason Cage, who was awaiting for him.
And what the hell is up with Marshall? He's been known to swing a chair or two.
Look out! Suicide dive over the top. Cage wasted no time, putting it all on the line against one of the largest audiences in IWC history. That is Jason Cage, more motivated than we've ever seen him before.
Cage, smart move, getting into the ring first. Oh!
You can see the fire in this man's eyes. Jason Cage with more intensity than we've seen. Double arm DDT. DeMarco was hooked in the ropes for extra leverage. Lateral press and 2, says Coulter.
And Jimmy Delicious showing that he's not out here because he won some sort of contest. He is standing up to what Jason Cage is delivering.
I'll give DeMarco credit. He's a great athlete. There's that dragon whip by Cage. DeMarco's in the best shape of his professional career, but will it be enough to counteract the determination currently etched on Jason Cage's face?
I give it to Jason Cage. He has been taking it to the Delicious one the entire match. He has not let up for, what are we going on here? 3, 4, almost 5 minutes.
Big pair of standing drop kicks followed by the leg lariat. DeMarco cost Cage a shot at the IWC tag title some months past. 2 count, kick out following what I guess is best known as the moss-covered 3-handled family Gradunza of Perry Saturn fame.
And an impressive move that it is.
Listen to this capacity crowd, hundreds upon hundreds, happy to be here, happy to experience IWC, some of which for the very first time. Nelson slam, able to drive him down, didn't have the arms clasped to get the full Nelson. And DeMarco going to the outside, and look at Marshall Gambino still pacing on the outside, watching over that chair, that equalizer, not letting DeMarco use it to cheat his way to victory, and that's exactly what DeMarco's looking for. And there have been some infighting between DeMarco and Marshall, are going nose to nose.
And speaking of chairs,
Mickey Gambino, the partner Marshall, he's got a chair. I think they're going to beat some sense into DeMarco here. Gambino throws DeMarco right back into an awaiting Jason Cage. Off property to try to finish him off here.
Remove the elbow pad.
Diving with the elbow. Cover. Cage victorious over Jimmy DeMarco.
Let's hold on. I've been saying it for a while. You don't want to mess with a Gambino. And you think if anyone would know that, it'd be a Gambino.
Absolutely right. DeMarco better stop going into business for himself. He's cost Mickey and Marshall Gambino a couple matches in recent months. And now it was reciprocated. The Gambinos return the favor. Jason Cage avenges his one-time tag partner's betrayal in Jimmy DeMarco. And can you believe the intensity we saw on Jason Cage tonight? It's the first time he's been that motivated since coming to IWC. The hottest newcomer to the IWC, once a comedy act turned bitter.
Did you have to pick the bar range up? I'm exhausted. Anyway, you think I could never be surprised by Norm Connors and his IWC, but again, he proves me wrong. Because I was a little distraught after losing my third match in a row last month. How can I argue with that with 3 losses in a row? But, around here in the IWC, we have tag teams that make their debuts, lose, and get a tag team title shot next month.
Well, there's more of that here.
I might be in line for an IWC heavyweight title shot, but instead I got Glenn Spectre again. And I think you people probably think that I owe you an ECW themed match. But there are 2 things about ECW that you people love, and it was the hardcore nature. And let me tell you, there is not going to be a chair shot denting this beautifully, perfectly shaped round dome tonight. And ECW also had some great mat wrestling. But let me tell you, I like strong style Glenn Spectre about as much as all of you. So we won't be seeing any of that either. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't owe you people anything.
You got that, Joe?
I understand what he's saying. Certainly some controversial remarks from the newcomer Vendetta. Only about 5 months in to his professional wrestling career, but is already going one-on-one with some of the absolute best in the game today. His psychological games have gotten the best of Vendetta on 2 prior occasions. The first time they met was a mirror image of several ex-WWE top stars in terms of the moveset. Their second matchup was more in the vein of a WCW or TNA style match, with spears and strokes and diamond cutters and anything else you could think of. It was said that the third match in the series would be another promotion style.
Thank you very much.
We'll see if we get that or not.
I'm so glad to be back here. I'm so glad to see all your smiling faces again. One thing I gotta get out of the way real quick. When I injured my shoulder, when my scapula was snapped in half, there's some people over here, I'm looking at you guys right here, who emailed me all the time, making sure I was still okay. And you know what? People talk a lot about stuff doing shoots, yada, yada, yada. Well, this is a shoot. I appreciate the hell out of that. Now I'm going to make this as quick as I can, because I don't know if you know this, Vendetta. There's a sheet that tells you how long you can talk. And you went way over.
Well now.
I'm going to lay it out like this. You folks, many of you have watched me. For all the years I've been in IWC, I've tried to be a lot of different people. Everybody from Arn Anderson to Dean Malenko. Hell, I tried to be my favorite comic book characters. Hell, I tried to be a woman. Well, the one thing I wasn't being was Glenn. So tonight's Vendetta, don't think I've forgotten about you. You'll get your 4th loss in a row, courtesy of Glenn Spectre. And when I'm done with you, because I've been paying attention to too many small fry in this company, make no mistake about it, after Dennis Gregory helps exterminate the Unholy Alliance. But like every good exterminator, I know that those cockroaches love to come crawling back. So Unholy Alliance, when they're done with you, I'll be waiting here to stop you when you come out of the cracks.
What do you make of that, Mr. Farnsworth? It looks like we're going to see Glenn Spectre playing the role of Glenn Spectre this evening.
Well, you know, the Wonderbread Glenn Spectre can say whatever he wants here. But I think we all know that this is just the random die that got rolled as to what personality he's coming out to tonight. Next week he could be some sort of dog or possibly a fish. I'm not really sure.
Well, Spectre and Vendetta going nose to nose. We mentioned about their 2 prior matchups, and Vendetta certainly was treated more as a comical character, but he's proven in the past 5 months that he's certainly not to be taken lightly in any type of physical atmosphere.
No. I mean, just take a look at him. That is not a person that is not a person you're willing to, you really want to make fun of, you really want to get on the wrong side of.
Exactly. People get on the case of Vendetta for just how big of a wrestling fan he was and how he loved to imitate other professional wrestlers from some of the national promotions. But you have to remember, all that videotape watching has its advantages. Imagine how well studied he is, well versed he is in different styles. The hundreds and thousands of tapes he's watched, he's picked up a lot of it, and we see a lot of glimpses of that in his in-ring style.
But let's see what he can do with all of that tape now that,
Spectre, I believe he was going for Final Justice.
It looked like it, but Vendetta showing a little ring savvy.
Spectre has put away Vendetta with that submission move, Final Justice, in the past. Notice we have 2 rings here tonight. This is a WarGames atmosphere, a very tense atmosphere in the locker room and all over this building, as Vendetta sends Glenn Spectre shoulder first into that solid steel ring post, and Spectre alluded to it a moment ago. He had that the scapula severely injured in that shoulder about 6 to 8 weeks ago, which is why he was not here at our last live event. He
is honestly a week or 2 freshly out of that cast, and we have to see just how well he has healed.
And Spectre, we're in a little fan interaction involved here. We saw a little bit of that in our No Excuses press conference Q&A session this afternoon. Spectre keeping with the trend as he sends Vendetta now back into, I guess we'll call this ring number 1 for identification's sake. Spectre diving with a cross body. Steve Coulter, the official, signed this contest. Again, hopefully, he'll be far, far away from that WarGames cage match at the end of the night.
You know, maybe you could quit showing your bias. Well, maybe as a media correspondent, as a journalist, you could you know, show some impartiality here. Maybe.
Well, I'm just speaking the truth. The guy's in too many pockets to name, as Vendetta now catches Spectre. Might have been going for that rock bottom Uranagi.
I think what it comes down to is you're in the pocket of a Norm Connors.
Well, he does sign my check, so I really can't deny that. Overhead belly to belly by Vendetta neutralizes Spectre. Has he taken enough out of him to get 3, 2.5? We can't all have 6-figure incomes like you and vacation to Morocco every year.
6 figures? Jesus, what do you think I am, 18?
Oh, yeah. Crowd coming alive for Spectre as he hit hard into that buckle. May have landed on that scapula wrong.
And we're seeing an arm bar.
Fujiwara style. That's right. Trying to hyperextend the elbow, trying to pull away at the shoulder. That's evidence of watching some Japanese tapes.
Yeah, trying to take a souvenir home with him on this one.
That's right. But Spectre able to thankfully get to the rope. Vendetta trying to press the advantage. Spectre battles back. You have to believe this is the last matchup in the series of Vendetta versus Spectre, as Spectre made his intentions known following this contest. He wants an opportunity at the IWC Heavyweight Championship, whoever may be holding it, at the end of tonight's broadcast, as Vendetta continues on top of Spectre to get another near fall.
Well, let's be honest. I mean, numbers don't lie. It's pretty much already over. Glenn already beat him twice. This is pretty much Vendetta doesn't know when to quit.
Well, we'll see about that. Obviously, Vendetta, certainly there's no substitute for experience, as the expression goes. And he certainly come right out of the frying pan and into the proverbial fire, challenging Glenn, who you have to agree has to be the among the top 3 mat wrestlers in this entire region of the country.
If he's looking for experience, then Glenn Spectre's a whole classroom.
Look out. Vendetta with a barrel hug. Certainly Vendetta has quite a bit of upper body strength. Has Spectre's body elevated. Hard for Spectre to get some leverage here. Vendetta targeting the lower back, however, have to have that bear hug around the lung area in order to properly constrict the breathing, and that enabled Spectre to get out of it, but gets muscled right back into that corner. Spectre fighting for his life. He'll take a chance here. Spinning DDT, Vendetta pushes him off. Catches him. Drops him.
Is that an RKO?
Ace Crusher, Diamond Cutter, RKO. We can call that a number of things. Either way, it's effective. And Spectre using Vendetta's own game plan against him. And we really haven't seen Vendetta go to the other athletes' playbook, so to speak, channel any other spirits. He's kind of gone on what he's learned so far in training.
No. Manhattan draw.
Spectre connects right in the external occipital protuberance. With that enziguri kick, gets 2.
It looked like he hit him in the back of the head, Joe.
Well, that too. I'll learn you yet. And Spectre, you can see he's feeling the pain around that midsection thanks to that bear hug. In addition to that shoulder. That arm left more or less immobile right now. Vendetta-nator!
Stunner!
Drops him for 3. No. Spectre kicks out of the Vendetta-nator.
Sorry, Vendetta-nator.
Yeah, Vendetta's own version of the stunner. Slightly different. More torque on it, more impact. Because Vendetta is a bit more muscular than old Mr. Austin. Great leg legs takedown by Spectre. And he's going for it one more time. Tried to hit it too early at the outset. One more time. Are we going to see it? Final justice cinched in. Vendetta has tap up for Hay.
Look who showed up.
Why? Why are they here? Hentai Aces High Frog Splash.
Why are they here?
Why are they in this match?
What did Glenn Spectre say
Silly
in the beginning?
Well, he wants a title shot. So that's more Dennis Gregory's concern than the Unholy Alliance, although certainly they feel confident about winning this matchup and the title, which is on the line in the main event, and Vendetta just stole his one.
He didn't say...
Oh no. Radicator, the newest turncoat, Dean Radford, turned his back on the locker room 4 weeks ago.
He did not say he wanted a title shot. He said he wanted to go after the Unholy Alliance. There's a big difference.
Wait a second. Hentai double knees.
So if Wonder Bread wants to go after him, well, they brought the fight to him.
Wonder Bread, please. It's 5-on-4 later tonight in WarGames. I mean, a Coulter sarcastically signaling for the bell, laughing at this carnage.
He's doing what he can as an official. All he can do is call for the bell.
He's checking.
He's checking.
He is cheering these guys on. And security's hit the ring, and security just got a boot in the face. Dear God. We gotta get this stopped. Another silly head 2. Security getting tossed to the outside. They were no help. Unholy Alliance does not respect anybody. Not security, not the locker room, not Norm Connors, anybody. And it's 5-on-4 tonight. M-Dog 20's not here to represent IWC. We have a mystery guy on Team IWC.
Tonight, you're seeing the end of Glenn Spectre's career.
Oh no. How can you applaud that?
Who's applauding?
You want to call us out? I'm not like Jesus. I'm a real person. It doesn't take me 3 days to come out. It takes 3 minutes. God, you can help us.
That's distasteful. Oh no. Another shot with that chair in the shoulder. He just hit him in the shoulder.
Hey, this stupid son of a bitch won't be able to fix that. Him and his stupid Rocky Horror rats. We're here to destroy people.
This is hideous.
And nothing IWC can do about it. Because they're not allowed to touch us before the cage.
He's right on that.
That's right. No physical contact between the teams.
I think that's enough. You people can take your garbage out of my ring. Like Spectre, I am so much better than you. It is a joke.
Well,
hey, Norm, I'm not wrapping it up either.
Glenn
Where's
Spectre.
the other one, you bastard?
Glenn Spectre won't be
It is
able
my
to.
wet dreams. This Glenn Spectre's career is over. Good night, you stupid sons of bitches.
Glenn Spectre will not be able to help Dennis Gregory's Coalition of the Willing in tonight's main event. Dark ripping a fan sign. Coulter with a Cheshire cat-like grin on his face.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, weighing at 193 pounds, from Conway Beach, California, this is Sweet and Sour, Larry Sweeney.
Larry Sweeney went one-on-one 4 weeks ago at Uncaged Fury with the Rottweiler, the Havana Pitbull, the ever-dangerous Ricky Reyes. And thanks to some shoddy officiating and Sweeney's feet on the rope for leverage, Sweeney stole a victory. Tonight he may not be so lucky. New official, new day, new match, same dangerous opponent for Sweeney.
Ladies and gentlemen, as seen on TV, on nationally syndicated cable, Larry Sweeney.
Well, cable and syndicated are different things, but I'll excuse that.
And Larry Sweeney landing the role of Nick Hogan in the upcoming show of Orton Knows Best.
Orton knows best. Well, Nasty Nick is set to face somebody quite a bit nastier than he'll ever be.
And introducing his opponent, hailing from Vancouver, by way of Los Angeles, weighing 198 pounds, Ricky Reyes.
And you can tell by the scowl on Reyes' face that he certainly does not forget what happened to him 4 weeks ago in that match with Larry Sweeney. I think Reyes is already making fun of his haircut.
You know, you can make fun of it all you want. We've seen the sweet of Larry Sweeney. Maybe tonight we see the sour.
Reyes has spent the better part of his career riding the roads with dangerous, lethal weapons such as low-key and homicide. Certainly there's no question the intensity and the toughness and the pain threshold of Reyes.
You don't become a Rottweiler unless you can prove it.
It's Joe Dombrowski at ringside, Jay Worthington Farnsworth by my side as Reyes wastes no time opening up with stiff side kicks right to the sternum of Larry Sweeney. Sweeney first involved himself in Reyes' business a couple months ago when he helped out his Chikara mates, Chris Hero and Castagnoli, in a tag match where Reyes was a part of. And that led to this bad blood, which certainly was escalated when Sweeney cheated the win 4 weeks ago.
But let's look at this. The Kings of Wrestling aren't out here right now. It doesn't matter how he got into it. What it comes down to right now is Larry Sweeney standing toe-to-toe with a goddamn Rottweiler.
Sweeney takes the leg out from Reyes. Reyes certainly dangerous from any position, but certainly less so on the ground than on his feet. And Sweeney, like a smart tactical wrestler, like an intelligent territorial champion that he likes to fashion himself, Larry Sweeney is systematically dissecting a part of Reyes' anatomy. Wearing away on that knee.
You find a weak spot, and if you can't find one, you make a weak spot, Joe.
Reyes tries to fire back. Not up that calf of Sweeney, but Sweeney goes to the eyes. We certainly like to thank all the fans for joining us here tonight. The largest ticket advance in company history is No Excuses 2. Fans coming from as far away as Italy and Australia to be a part of our live crowd here tonight, and certainly the thousands of fans watching us right now on IWC DVD. Purchasing on either Ring of Honor Wrestling, ROHWrestling.com, SmartMarkVideo.com. Thanks to our good friends at Digital Horizons at DHVideos.com. So many great ways to check out the ever-expanding IWC.
How the hell did you do that by memory, Joe? No wonder Norm has you in his pocket.
Sweeney, as we see, we move back into ring number 2, as we'll be alternating throughout the night, and Sweeney outside of both rings, using that ring post to his advantage. Sweeney certainly very adept at using the surroundings of the ring to his advantage, legal or not, as he gets a 2 count on Reyes. Reyes grabbing for hair, grabbing for whatever he can to try to escape this single leg grapevine by Sweeney, who's certainly not going to create any extra space in between his body and Reyes'.
Yeah, we've talked about how dangerous.
Oh, watch Reyes. Watch this counter. Right into a cross arm breaker. Sweeney tries to roll up for a pinfall, but the exchange is broken.
But the one thing we haven't been talking about is how dangerous Sweeney can be. We saw him in a weapons match. We've seen him wrestling, and we saw him dump Jason Gory on his head how many times?
They threw cover here in near fall.
He is not exactly a cream puff, no matter what he tells you.
Well, Sweeney can certainly turn it on when he has to. But we look at Ricky Reyes, a member of the Rottweilers, member of the Havana Pitbulls, a man extensively trained here and abroad in mixed martial arts, a man who's trained with Antonio Inoki, a man who has so many fighting styles he can hit you with. And Sweeney just has to find it so difficult to plot a strategy for somebody who can be so dangerous on so many different levels.
Well, Sweeney found the strategy. You see Reyes, he has a hurt leg at this point. And as you can see, Sweeney knows exactly where to center his offense.
Reyes may be a little bit banged up. He had a brutal matchup last night at a Ring of Honor live event. Back kick into a Sweeney neckbreaker variation. Off of the chancery into the cover, and a kick out. Reyes went about 35 minutes in a tag team encounter last night at Ring of Honor. Talking to him a little earlier today, he's a little bit banged up, but certainly not going to back down from a fight. If this matchup prolongs, it could go advantage Sweeney. Especially with that knee as a definite bullseye at this point. Fisherman suplex, beautiful bridge, a Kurt Hennig-like execution, but only for 2.
Sweeney showing that he knows his way around the mat a little himself.
And Sweeney seems to be fairly confident in himself right now, and that's going to be a mistake. You never want to take your eyes or your focus off of someone like Reyes. Single leg crab. Not only torques the back but the knee as well, especially a damaged knee. That'll tear tendons. That'll rip cartilage.
That'll get Larry Sweeney a win if he can hold it.
Well, I can't picture Reyes tapping out as he crawls his way to the rope, but Sweeney sits back, puts all his weight on that lower lumbar of Reyes, giving him no leverage. But finally, still, he's able to get to the rope. And Sweeney milking that 5 count for all it's worth.
Smart.
Certainly very smart, getting the most he possibly can out of that single leg crab. Sweeney with a couple rights. Kick to the midsection. Pile driver, beautifully done.
We've seen it before.
That move has sent Jason Gory to the hospital many times. Kept Reyes down, but couldn't keep his foot from hitting that bottom rope. Reyes not enough to kick out there, but he used his ring positioning to his advantage.
Uh-oh. The straps have come down.
A little homage to Rick Rude there.
I was going to go with Jerry Lawler, but
a little bit of a combination. I never saw Lawler do the swivel hip action.
Well, true.
And I don't think the fans are very impressed by Nasty Nick Sweeney's physique there. Certainly it's not about bodybuilding, it's not about having muscle, it's about getting it done in the ring, and Larry Sweeney can definitely do that. Oh, Reyes into the Dragon Sleeper, body scissors, grapevine, got him. There's no escape. Remember how quickly Alex Shelley tapped out that move at Super Indy 5, and Reyes had no choice, nowhere to go. He was dead in the water.
You want to understand why he's a Rottweiler, that's it. Reyes got his rear end handed to him for 7-8 minutes, and then just like that, tapped him out. That's how dangerous he is, Joe.
Why is he a Rottweiler? He can pounce instantaneously. Dove on top of the back of Sweeney, drove him down with the Dragon Sleeper. There was absolutely nothing anybody could have done, and Reyes, injured knee and all, is able to avenge the shady victory of Sweeney last month. Ricky Reyes, the Havana Pitbull, the Rottweiler, is victorious and on the winning track here in IWC. We didn't know if they had a fourth guy. We didn't know if IWC had a prayer in the world, but all of a sudden, shockingly, the fourth man for Team IWC, the fourth man for the Coalition of the Willing, Sterling James Keenan, after a 4-month absence when he left IWC after being screwed out of the IWC title by the Unholy Alliance, came back and showed his allegiances are and always will be with the IWC.
And all the children sang SJK, SJK. Now, the last time I was in this building, it was in that ring, not this one. I hit possibly the lowest point in my professional wrestling career. Don't clap for me, pig. Just because they're cheering for me don't mean I like you. I walked through that curtain, and I got a response from these people like nothing I've ever heard before. I'd be lying to you if I told you I didn't get a lump in my throat. But as soon as I hit the ring and started throwing hands, I had a little accident and blew out my knee. Now I know you guys aren't familiar with medical terms because from looking around you, you're not necessarily the brightest crowd in the world, but hey. I tore my medial collateral ligament. And what that means is I'm supposed to take 6 weeks off from professional wrestling. But that just ain't happening. You know, over the last few weeks I've had a lot of time to sit at home and think. Stand up, kid. Stand up. This is what an Italian looks like. Thank God I'm Russian.
Shirley may be a fan favorite, but he never was or will be a good guy.
Anyway, as I sat at home in my apartment, flipping through the channels, being bored out of my mind, I had a lot of time to think. This business has taken a lot away from me. I've lost friends. I've lost family. I've lost girlfriends. I know, come on, I know a few of you guys have had girlfriends. You can sympathize with me. And after a lot of thinking, I came to a decision I didn't think I'd be making at 22 years old. I know I'm pretty boy, but I ain't coming out for you. Tell me, my man, how does it feel to know that your girlfriend's staring at me and wants to go home with me while you sit at home and watch TV? I got something in my pocket. What's this? Oh, it's your heart. I'm sorry. Cubic zirconia, darling. He bought it at Spencer's.
Sterling is in rare form here tonight.
Yeah, he hurt his knee, not his tongue.
If I can be serious for just a second, please, I'm not even kidding around here. Give me a second. It's really important that I do this. It is with great regret. Now I'm screwing with you. Unholy Alliance, when this cage gets set up, I'm beating somebody's ass.
Now that's the Sterling we know.
Hit my music.
SJK damaged MCL in his knee and all, so join the coalition of the willing. We'll fight for Team IWC in tonight's main event, even though it's assumingly 4-on-5 with Team IWC with a mystery replacement. We'll find out later.
When he was 100%, he lasted 30 seconds in the ring with the Unholy Alliance. Now he's got a bum wheel and he wants to keep the fight on. He's got more guts than brains, Joe.
Well, with Sterling's knee, Troy Lord's ever-tricky knee, and Dennis Gregory perhaps sidetracked for an upcoming venture to the Middle East to fight for our country again, you have to wonder how strong Team IWC will be tonight. But they do have a fourth man in the building, and we'll find out who it is in tonight's feature bout.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now about to be sexually harassed.
Oh, here we go. Perhaps the greatest tag team dynasty in IWC history. 4 sets of tag team championships between them. Eric Ecstasy, JT Rogers and Troy Lord, and Mark Mess comprise the original version.
The leader of sexual harassment, weighing in at 269 pounds,
Eric Ecstasy left the IWC at the end of 2004 due to personal issues, but he is back, leaner than ever, thinner than ever, in the best shape of his life, and dare I say, gayer than ever? What, happy? We'll go with that, okay. But who is his new wink wink partner in the ring and in life?
Chuck, I gotta tell you.
Is it you, Joe?
I'm gay. And by gay, I mean so happy to be back in IWC.
See, that's what I did mean, yeah.
And I look around and I see one of the biggest crowds in IWC history. You're welcome, Norm. I brought him back for you. You're welcome. Wait, there's a cage here? AJ stop. Oh, that's why they're here? Quit lying to me. Anyways, everybody's asking, why did I come back? Well, there's 2 main reasons. One being, I want to prove, once and for all, that sexual harassment are the queens of queens in independent professional wrestling. And we will return to rule IWC once again.
Queens of
And the
Queens.
second reason is, I just want to make out with Dr. Feelbad. Where's he at?
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
Okay, I got a match, we'll do it after. But anyway, it's time to introduce my partner
Who is it?
Now, a lot of you remember my last partner. Well, this guy's way cuter, and not only is he cuter, he's a better wrestler. In fact, he's the best professional wrestler in Pittsburgh. Ladies and gentlemen, Justin Idol!
I didn't know he went that way.
Well, I didn't either, but you learn something new every day. Perhaps the best professional wrestler in the area to never be a regular member of the IWC roster, Justin Idol, an 8-year pro, has had a lot of hype, a lot of fanfare surrounding him. We've only seen him once or twice here in IWC before, but it looks like Eric Ecstasy has coaxed him here to stay. You got to admit, Farnsworth, you got to admit to missing this music.
I went swimming with Justin Idol 2 months ago.
Oh God!
Give it up! Justin, come here. Justin, when I interviewed you for this job, I said you had to wear pink. What the hell is that? All right, you won't wear pink, but at least do the line for me. Come on.
Gambino brothers, prepare to be sexually harassed.
Maybe Idol doesn't swing that way. That's one for Dr. Phil.
I mean, I'm not gay.
Well, nice to see you're secure about that fact. But these chords can only mean one thing. Mickey and Marshall Gambino, the opposition. And how about Eric Ecstasy, best shape of his career, Farnsworth?
He looks like a goddamn rhino.
At a combined weight of 460 pounds, they hail from Ozone Park, New York, Mickey and Marshall, the Gambino brothers.
Speaking of looking, look at the snarls on their faces.
Two athletes who look more focused every single time I see them make their way to that ring. And it'd be hard to argue against saying that sexual harassment and the Gambino brothers are perhaps the two most successful factions in terms of tag gold in this company's history. Certainly at least two of the top 3 or 4. Ecstasy and Idol looking on. They're very determined Gambino brothers. Ecstasy has dropped about 100 pounds since his reign as IWC champion in the summer of 2004. And certainly he decided to take some time off and find himself, I guess you would say. Eric was a little conflicted when he last left IWC. He wasn't sure about his life choices and what was right for him, but he's back, he's more flamboyant than ever, and he has a new partner. And you gotta wonder just how deep the Ecstasy-Idol relationship goes.
I'm sure it probably, I'm not gay.
Tie-up between Justin Idol and nice guy Mickey Gambino. Idol controlling the wrist. As we said, Idol, about an 8-year pro, has been toiling away here in the Pittsburgh area for a long, long time. He's been the big fish in the small pond, so to speak. But finally, with Eric Ecstasy helping to guide him, so to speak, Idol has finally made it to the dance. He's made it to the #1 promotion in this tri-state area, the International Wrestling Cartel, and a very impressive, smooth takedown to Mickey Gambino to cause a break.
He was looking to hyperextend that knee of Mickey Gambino's with that leg lock, and he was lucky to get to the ropes.
Idol's held a multitude of titles in several other promotions.
And speaking of ambiguous sexual nomenclature, look who's made it to ringside.
Oh, the prophet of prophets, Chris Maverick, the usual manager of Shiima, Xion, and Jason Gory. There's speculation Maverick is very upset about the recent Xion-Gory tag team formation, and maybe he's a little bit of a disgruntled employee so to speak, of Mr. Xion.
Well, you're always looking for your next business opportunity.
Well, true, and Ecstasy just noticed Maverick at ringside. Certainly Maverick's had his run-ins with the Gambinos over the years. That's been well documented. Idol attempts a hip block back in the ring. Mickey Gambino counters the backslide, drives up and only gets 2. But Idol right back on top. Mahi Straw style cradle. He gets a count of 2 as well. And we are seeing fantastic technical wrestling from Idol and Mickey Gambino.
I want buckets full of love right now.
Buckets full of love, he just called Marshall Gambino. Well, Justin tags Eric, Mickey tags Buckets, so to speak, and this matchup has just gotten a whole lot bigger.
And let's be honest, we've watched the Gambinos for a while. If there's one person that getting into their heads and ticking them off that'll work against, it's going to be the Gambinos.
How couthly worded of you.
I will not say that they that it works to the advantage of to piss them off.
Well, not exactly an intimidating stare down. Marshall with a chop and Eric, well, crying out in pain and then putting the straps back up. We have about 265 of Eric and 280 of Marshall. And there's a hell of a slap for you. Eric's like, no, you didn't.
And I think Marshall's about to tell him, oh, yes, I did.
And Marshall, one more time across the chest. We're seeing the mean streak of Eric Ecstasy here. Can't discredit that fact. Former IWC heavyweight champion is Eric Ecstasy. And a shot right,
took a punch to the butt.
Yeah, shot right to the keister. And Marshall returns the favor. Oh no. I think this DVD's just been up to TV 14. We have a spanking contest. It's not exactly the chop fest we see with McChesney and Low-Key, but I guess it'll do. Marshall sends Eric for the ride. Eric puts on the brakes, drops him face first across the knee, and Idol flies through the air. Great missile drop kick connects high on Marshall, goes for the lateral press and a kick out. And Idol kicking away at Marshall Gambino's vertical base, trying to take the big man down. Hard shot right to the temple.
Yeah, a kick to the head will put someone in their place real damn quick, Joe. And they seem to be tagging well. They seem to have gotten some ring time in to do sexual harassment. They are tagging together well.
I'm sure they've done a lot of things together lately, or maybe that's just up to speculation. I don't want to call that.
That was a prolonged headbutt.
It was
to the private region.
Too long for my taste, but I guess I shouldn't be talking about taste after that. It's a tag to Justin Idol. But as you alluded to, great tag team wrestling by Ecstasy and Idol here in their IWC tag team debut together. Great kick combo. Ecstasy had about a 3-4 year career here in this company. Idol was here for about a cup of coffee, excuse me. Made Sterling James Keenan's life miserable for a few months before moving on again. But Idol is back in here to stay on top. My God. Idol flies. Twist through the air with a cannonball. That flying senton takes out both Gambinos, and you can see the risks being taken here tonight at No Excuses 2.
Yeah, you know, I got to give it up to Justin Idol for taking them both on at once. I'm not gay.
You need some couch time by the sound of it.
Look.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No.
We've had a lot of those in this company.
I'm just not.
Okay, I believe you. I didn't know there were rumors.
It was a great senton, was all I was saying. God, why do you have to make it out into something, Joe?
Mid-ring exchange, please. Marshall, huge lariat, about to decapitate Idol. I think,
ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the new sexual harassment.
Sexual harassment's walking a fine line here between mind games and just ticking off these Italians. I mean, they're already upset over Jimmy DeMarco's flagrant use of a steel chair earlier tonight. Double elbow, Ozone Park style. cover, count of 2. That's all he's going to get, says CJ Sensation, who's also been the subject of controversy with his physical battles with Sebastian Darkly.
You want to talk about in someone's pocket? We've seen how flagrant he's been.
Well, I'll talk about standing up for your company and for yourself. That's what CJ's done. Cover off the suplex, kick out by Idol.
More like standing up for your payoff, Joe.
If you're the tag team champions, if you're the Mafia of J-Rocc and Rowe, what's going through your mind right now backstage scouting both of these teams?
Well, they've had some experience with the Gambinos, so I think they've already started formulating the game plan.
Wait a second. Oh! Double baseball slide sandwiches Idol between our 2 rings.
And Mickey drags him into the ring.
That's going to be all here and a near fall.
And if you're the Cleveland Mafia and you're looking at the new sexual harassment, you're thinking, don't let Eric Ecstasy get behind you.
That's very true. Mickey tags Marshall the Bull about 280. The Power Man as they start to isolate Justin Idol. Gambino's one of, if not the, longest reigning tag champions in the history of this company. Certainly a hell of a test to face in your very first outing in IWC as a team. But sexual harassment is proven that they can hang with the Gambinos in this match. Side slam, no backbreaker coming up. Now just dumps him. Lateral press, 2, kick out.
Eric Ecstasy getting frustrated in the corner, looking to get his partner out of there.
Eric certainly happy to be back here in IWC, happy to be in front of his fans once again. He is feeling the adrenaline, but Justin Idol not near him right now to make the tag. Roll through, Gory shot, staggers the Bull but does not take him down. Second time, a lot more impact, but Gambino is still in between Idol and Idol's corner.
I don't know if you noticed the white flecks on Eric Ecstasy's shoes, but those would be Marshall's teeth. So
Mickey egging on Marshall, trying to get a tag here, both men in dire need of an exchange. And simultaneously we get it, Mickey Gambino in the ring with Eric Ecstasy, and Eric gonna unload on nice guy Mickey Gambino, who wants no part. Hard choke slam by Ecstasy. One more time, series of tabs to Marshall. Little flip-flop and fly, if you will, Daddy. And that takes the big man down.
Good Lord.
Mickey firing away, may not have as much behind those forearms as he wants to. Idol cuts him off, look out. Double team happy ending. The full Nelson face plant into the knees of Idol. Great tandem offense by Ecstasy and Idol. Oh no, in the corner. The Ecstasy with the sack attack. But Marshall catches him sleeping. Splash alert, I can't believe we saw the sack attack back in IWC.
Yeah, but it ended up costing Mickey the stink face. Mickey not quite together, not able to pull it together for a double team move to put him away.
Well, I'll blame him.
Let's look at the triple team move.
Wait a
look
second.
Who's coming.
Jimmy DeMarco, the cousin of the Gambinos, he got walloped by a chair by the Gambinos earlier tonight. Double flapjack, almost a variation of this end up. Takes down Eric, lateral press, but DeMarco's at ringside. He's saying use this chair. DeMarco's been saying for months, if the Gambinos would listen to me, they'd still be tag champs. And even though he got hit in the head with him with a chair, he's still not getting the message. They don't want his help in such a derogatory fashion.
Marshall's trying to talk to him.
Marshall trying to reason with his cousin, trying to get him out of the way so they can continue this matchup. It's Mickey fighting all alone in the ring right now against both members of sexual harassment. Gout. Variation of a heart attack. I believe Mickey, the back of his head, landed on Idol's knee. And they're going for a pinning predicament, but Marshall Gambino interrupts in the nick of time. but DeMarco still positioned on the outside, brandishing that chair, urging his cousins to use it. Low bridge. Marshall hits awkwardly on that top rope. All the wind gets knocked out of him.
It looked like he might have throated himself almost. He hit sort of with both his chest and his neck.
Look out, Idol. Pescado to the outside. Takes care of Marshall the Bull, but watch out for DeMarco. Eric went for the STD counter. German suplex by the powerhouse in his own right, Mickey, and DeMarco's in the ring now.
And DeMarco's right. It's a perfect opportunity to use the chair.
Well, Mickey's saying, I don't need a chair, and DeMarco's trying to convince him otherwise. Forearm shot. Bye-bye, DeMarco. You're more trouble than you're worth, says the Gambino. Now Mickey sets up Ecstasy one more time. Idol and Marshall fighting on the outside. DeMarco just tripped up Mickey. Was that intentional?
Look at this.
Wait, STD position. What? Oh my God! That's the Rose Creeper. They call that the Rose Creeper. Assisted sexually transmitted driver for the win.
Your winners, sexual harassment.
Unbelievable sexual harassment victorious on their return to IWC.
How tall was Mickey when he started this match?
About 5'11" or so.
Because I think he's about 5'6" now after that.
Well, you gotta give an assist to Jimmy DeMarco, the cousin of the Gambinos. That distraction, tripping up Mickey's leg, may have assisted, inadvertently or not, in sexual harassment being victorious. What about that? After a multi-year absence, the new look sexual harassment, Eric Ecstasy and Justin Idol are back on the winning path.
They both look good.